Hi everybody, it's Cam with Close to My Heart, here to do a quick little video of a bat card for Halloween. This is cut with the Cricut using the Artiste cartridge, and the image for that can be found on page 76 in your handbook, and it's this one right here. So you're going to use the card key, the card function with no shift, and I cut it out at 5 1/4 inches. I tried to do 5 1/2 for a 5 1/2 by 4 1/4 inch card, but it wouldn't cut it out that size, so it went down one and it cut it out at 5 1/4, no problem. So I cut it out in black for my base, and then I cut out another sheet in a quarter inch smaller that we're going to use. So I cut that at 5 inches, and it is the piece of paper from the Moonlight package, and it's the, I think I'm going to use the green with a little bit of orange going through it. And then there's the other side that has owls on it. If it had bats, I might use that, but I think I'm going to use the green side. So anyway, I'm going to start with the card base, and when your Cricut cuts it, it makes 2 little slits, one here, 4 slits, 2 on each side, one here, one here. That's where you're going to want to fold the card. So I'm going to just do, I'm going to score it so that it's straight, hopefully. We'll see how this works here. Kind of learning this as you watch, so we'll see. You want it to line up so that these 2 folds are even. So let's see if that's going to do it. It's not quite going to do it, so I'm going to eyeball it and then just use my bone folder and flatten that down. So there. And then the other side, same thing. I'm just going to eyeball it where it needs to go, which is like right there. And I'm just going to flatten it down. So there's your card base. Cute little bat. Okay, so for this piece here, I'm going to cut along those 2 little lines, and in order to see them, I kind of folded it a little bit to make that little line pop for me just a little bit, so I can line up where they're at. They're really hard to see, so hopefully my head's not right here in the picture. I'm hoping I'm getting this cut straight. Cut right there for one side, and then to the other side. See if I can see where they are. One's there. These are really, really hard to see. Let me fold that so I can see where it is. Alright, there you are. Okay. Fold that so I can see it better. Alright, let's see how this did. So what I want are the 2 wings, basically. I'm going to put them, I'm betting I have this one a little bit too big. Let's see here. Yeah, so I think I'm going to cut off about another 1/4 inch or so off that on the diagonal. So we're going to cut it off. This might not work. We'll see. We're doing this all on video, so I may be starting all over. This may end up on the cutting room floor. We'll see. That's really close. I think that might work. I think I might trim it just a little bit more. That's more like what I was going for. Okay, so right there for that one, and then for this one, same thing. I'm going to trim some more off of there. going to trim a little bit at a time. Try to get it right. Okay, how does this go? That's the wrong side, no wonder. It's like putting a puzzle together, kinda. So I want it about there, so I want a little bit more off that side. I wish I could give you an exact number, but you're just gonna have to eyeball it and cut it. It doesn't have to be perfect. That's part of what makes homemade, is that it's not perfect. And you can tell that it's homemade sometimes. And I think that's okay. So, alright, so there's our wings. So we got that. So let's ink those up a little bit around the edges. I'm using some Memento Tuxedo Black ink. That's what I just have out right now. So I don't want to get the close to my heart black. It'll work just fine. My phone's gonna ring any minute, so I'm gonna have to pause this and come back. Yeah, I'm psychic, and no, I don't know Powerball numbers. If I did, I'd share, but I don't. There. That looks more like some bat wings, huh? Alright, let's see here. Puzzle put together again. So, go around these edges. Now, I'm going to use some glue just because it's, that's a brand new bottle of glue and it's going to squirt right out of there. Because I want to be able to move it around a little bit. And if I use the ATG gun where I stick it, it's going to be pretty much where it's going to stick. So since this is like putting a puzzle together, I'm going to want to scoot this around a little bit. So this glue is a little more forgiving than that ATG gun is. And of course I got too much on there, but luckily it dries clear, so that shouldn't be a problem. So okay, there's one side. A little bit so you can see better. Two. Okay. A little bit more glue. And this glue is the Scotch Quick Dry Adhesive. I use it for a lot of my 3D stuff because then you can scooch stuff around if it's not perfectly where you want it to be. So see, I'm gonna see how I'm moving that around a little bit. That's what I mean about why I like that glue a little bit better for that particular task. And then you can just kind of wipe that off there. That'll dry clear, so don't worry about that if that squirts out a little bit. So there's your bat. Okay, now let's do something on the inside. And I'm thinking about doing a little vampire dude on the inside, kind of batty. And I think I'm going to do him in Versamark and then emboss him with some white, so he'll pop off that card really nice. So I'm just going to mount my little vampire dude on my block, ink it up with some Versamark. You can see my Versamark, I apparently didn't have my spiderweb stamp cleaned off. I stamped it with black and I thought I cleaned it, and I didn't, so it's okay. It's not gonna kill anything. Alright, so we're gonna stamp him down right in the center of the card. Looks pretty good. And I'm just going to use a piece of scratch paper here, take some of my white, embossing powder. And coat him with it really good. Yeah, it ain't perfect, but this is for demonstration, so I'm not going to worry about it too much. I'm going to put this back in there, and then I'm going to have to pause this for just a minute because my embossing heat tool is in another room because I'm out of plugins in here with all the stuff I have plugged in for this. So I'm going to pause this. I'll be right back with him with the heat after I put the heat gun on there and melt all that embossing powder. So I'm back and he is been heat gunned. All that powder has been melted. See how much he pops off the page now? So it sticks up a little bit when you close it. I'm not sure how I like that. We'll see. The next thing I'm going to do is I cut out a little tag. I'm going to put Happy Halloween on this tag, and that image can be found on page 77, so the next page over, and it's the shift card function right here. You can see that, and that is cut out at 3 3/4 inches. As you can see here on your little overlay, it tells you what page it's on and what size to cut it out at. So I cut one of these out at 1 3/4 inches with the Cricut. So I'm going to ink that up with some black around the edges too. And that's cut out on the Colonial White, or is it? It's the Off-White. Still learning all these colors, so. Okay. This is kind of hard to stamp since I can't stick my head right on top of it, so it may be off a little bit, but you don't want to see the top of my head, so yeah, it's a little off. So what you can do, if you want to, you can get one more try. There's two sides. So we'll just try again and see if it's any better. If it's not any better, then it's not awful, but we'll try to get a little better. I really thought my phone would have rang by now, but it hasn't. Okay, try this one more time. I think I'm off again. It's really not that easy when you're can't stick your head right on top of it and look at it. But let's see which one I like the best. I think I like that side the best. Yeah, we'll go with that side. And then we're going to use some dimensionals. These are from Stampin' Up, but you can use whatever. Aha, there's my phone. Be right back. Okay guys, I'm back. Let's finish this up. Sorry about that interruption there. Alright, so what I decided to do is I put some little bats and a moon and a star from this little Creepy Critters, Creepy Monsters, what is the name of it? Sorry for my head in the way. It is called Creepy Creatures. And there's some little bats and a moon and a star. And there's also a bat on the one that I'm using from the Workshop on the Go, Spellbound Workshop on the Go. Has a bat on it too. That's where I got the Happy Halloween little tag there. So I put all those. I'm going to Versamark those and emboss those with white also. And And this stuff is wet enough that you can work with it a little bit. So I'm gonna put some moon, stars, bats on that side. And I'm gonna get rid of this moon and the star. I'm gonna put some more bats over on the other side. Maybe angle them a little bit different. Like that. And then I'm also going to do, I think I'll give this to somebody for Halloween, and we're going to say, Boo from the crew, meaning my family. So I'm going to versemark that on there as well. Right there, I think. Put that on. Scratch paper out here and my white. So just pour that all over all of your stuff. Trying to keep it on the paper here so that I can save all this and put it back in my jar. Oopsie. Ugh. Alrighty, that might have been a mistake. Let's see if I can get rid of a bunch of that. I'll take all that off. Yeah, I kind of didn't do too good on this. So, and I just ran my hand across that one. Alright. So, we're going to get rid of all of that bat. And I don't know if that stuff is still wet enough to add more. We'll see. I'm going to say no, but that was a mistake. Okay, well I'm going to go hit this with the heat gun real quick. I'll be right back. We'll see how it looks. I might have messed this whole baby up, but we'll see what we can do. Okay, I'm back. And that's what it turned out to be. It's not awful. It's not perfect, but it is what it is. So let me put this powder back in my jar real quick here. That's where I've been practicing with the new markers. We'll do a video on that again, or another day. So it's like midnight, so I'm getting a little sleepy. So we're almost done though. Alright, let's finish this up. So I think what I'm going to do is fold it that way. I'm going to put that on with some pop dots on one side, or dimensionals, I guess is more what they're called. There. Like so. I really got to give kudos to Mary and all those people who do videos, and they always are so perfect. Maybe I'll get there. We'll see. Alright, so the next thing I'm going to do is take some of these little Velcro dots so that when you close this up, it'll stay closed. This is just, I don't know if this is the right thing to do or not. We'll see. I'm going to put them together, I think. That way you know you have them lined up. Okay, there we go. So you can just, let's see how those work. Oh, that might be too strong for a card. Those hold really, really good. They'll definitely hold it closed. Whether anybody will be able to open it without tearing it is another story, so that might not be the greatest idea ever. Anyway, there's my card. Hope you like it. Hope you come back for the next one. I'm going to give you a sneak peek of my next card that I'm going to do. It is a once a month I go to a lady's house named Debbie, and she's my upline lady, and it's a club, a card club, stamp club that she does at her house. She has a fantastic basement with lots of space and every imaginable stamp and paper and tool and gadget. It's like heaven to go to. So I went today, and this is a card that we made, and it was all Debbie's idea, and it's made with a clementine paper, and it's a fold-out card, so it's wide, but it'll all fit in a A2 size envelope when you're all done. And hopefully I will get to do a video on that one tomorrow. So I just wanted to give you a sneak peek so you'll come back again. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a good night. Good night.